Hello and welcome to a new series coming to my channel. So it's an FA Cup, well, it's a football preview show. This week we're doing the FA Cup and I'm joined with Nathan.
Hello.
So we're going to be reviewing this weekend's fixtures, obviously the FA Cup. And first off, we're going with Derby versus Manchester United, what kicks off tonight. So I'm predicting a 1-0 Derby. What about you, Nathan?
I'm predicting, I reckon it's going to go, a one goal will decide it. I honestly reckon it's going to be a 2-1. I think Derby will come back from 1-0 down and Van Gaal will get sacked after that.
So you think a Derby win?
Yep.
So do I.
That's the...
So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very tight game, as with all of United's games.
They're going to try and play defensive and Derby are actually going to come at them, obviously because they want to win. And they don't fear them because they've been doing not very good recently, obviously.
And with it being at the iPro Derby Stadium, that gives them an advantage.
They've got some pretty decent players in there, though. That Kamara dude.
Who CDM, he keeps it tight. Tom Ince, very good attacking player.
That they got who's that bloke at the back? I think is it Richard Keogh? I think he's alright.
Yeah, he's alright, yeah, and they've got Chris Martin up top, who on his day is a very good striker. He's struggling at the moment, but
they also got I guess Darren Bent, but no one knows about him.
Moving on to Colchester versus Tottenham. I'm going with a 3-0 Tottenham. What about you?
Yeah, Tottenham are one of those teams that don't really slip up in the FA Cup. I'm gonna go for a 3-1. I feel Colchester will get a goal, but it'll be right at the death, so it won't really matter.
Yeah, last time against Leicester, they went into a replay.
Yeah, and then they won.
They did,
so
yeah. But Colchester, League One team, I don't think they're doing too well.
No, they're bottom. They're in the relegation.
Yeah, I don't think they pose much of a threat to Tottenham. They're on good form at the moment. But moving on, Arsenal v Burnley at the Emirates. I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Arsenal. What about you?
Yeah, again, it'll be a close game. Probably, I don't think it's not one of the games where I think Burnley will score, but I think they'll come close. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal. I reckon. I don't think they'll slip up. But yeah, I don't think Arsenal concede, but they'll come quite close. I think they'll have a bit of a scare in this one, but I'll go for a 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, the only reason I predicted a Burnley goal was because I think Arsenal will rotate quite a lot with their injury history. I don't think they'll want to risk too many players.
Yeah. If someone does score, it'll be Gray probably.
Yeah, their best player probably. Yeah. And then an all Premier League tie between Aston Villa and Man City. I'm predicting a 2-0 away win for City. What about you?
I don't know. I'm gonna go for a draw on this one. For the pure basis that I don't think City are gonna field a strong lineup. Because obviously what happened to Kevin De Bruyne against Everton, I don't think they want to risk another one, and they've got to focus on the league really because they're sort of stuttering behind Arsenal and Leicester. So I reckon 1-1. I don't think they'll lose, but again, they probably want to field a weakened team. And at the back this season, they are prone to conceding quite a few goals. So I do think, even though Aston Villa are poor, I reckon it'll be a 1-1.
But Aston Villa are probably going to rotate as well, because their main focus is saving themselves from relegation. So I think they'll play a weakened team as well. Yeah,
well, we'll see what happens.
Another all Premier League tie between Crystal Palace and Stoke. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. What about you?
I don't know. I'm going to go for a 0-0. I reckon it's going to be boring.
Boring game, yeah. I think a replay will decide that one. But I think Adebayor will actually score if he plays.
I don't know. It's one of those games probably where he will actually score.
I think with the right mentality, he will actually do quite well at Palace.
Yeah, suits their play style, I guess.
Yeah, if Pardew can get him playing well, then good signing. But Nottingham Forest versus Watford. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Forest win, as is at Nottingham Forest Stadium. What about you?
Probably same home win. I don't think it'll. I do think it will be a bit more decisive than the 1-0 because I think Watford obviously played them last season, and I think that'll give technically Nottingham Forest the edge over other Premier League sides, perhaps playing Watford. But I think it will be a home win, probably around 3-1 or 2-0 Forest, I reckon.
2-0 Forest. And moving on to the most important game of the week, to a game that is very important to both of us. Oxford United versus Blackburn Rovers. I normally predict wins for Oxford. It was a 3-2 against Swansea. I predicted a 3-1, so close for that. But this time, I'm predicting a 3-2 win for Blackburn. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling too confident about this one because they are in the Championship. They did beat a League Two side, even though they don't play a lot like any League Two sides. But yeah, I have a feeling. I reckon it's gonna go swing either way. I hope it's not a draw, but I feel I'm gonna go for 2 each. There will be goals. Roof will definitely score at some point, and I reckon Rhodes will score as well for Blackburn.
Rhodes is a very good player, isn't in the greatest form at the moment, but
no, why is he still at Blackburn? Really, that's the question we all ask.
There has been interest from Premier League teams last week, but it doesn't seem like he will be leaving anytime soon. But Portsmouth versus Bournemouth. Obviously, we both watched Portsmouth last week lose to Oxford, so I'm predicting a 1-1. I think there could be a potential upset on the cards there.
It's a rivalry, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's a huge rivalry actually. Yeah, I forgot about that. It won't be up huge, but it is a rivalry. Yeah.
I do think it'll be a good contest. I don't know about the result. Bournemouth usually do. In the last round they beat Birmingham, I think it was, in like the last minute, and they kind of got a bit lucky. But I do think this will have a few goals in it. But I'm going to go for 3-1 to Bournemouth. I reckon Portsmouth will score, but they do seem to have goal scoring troubles putting in the back of the net. They didn't really do that very well against Oxford, really.
Good chances.
Yeah.
And then West Brom versus Peterborough. I'm going for a shock here with a Peterborough 1-0 win. This is at West Brom. What do you think?
If they're Connor Washington, then I'll go for a Peterborough win. But who did they sign to replace him? They signed someone, I can't remember who it was. But if they had Washington, I reckon I'll go for a win. But I reckon West Brom are going to win this one 1-0.
And then finally, Liverpool versus West Ham. Obviously, one of your teams you support. West Ham doing quite well this season. Predicting a 1-1 draw. What about you?
I'm going to pick a West Ham win. We don't do at all well against West Ham. Any given point, I think West Ham we haven't wised up enough really. I reckon it's going to be it's going to be 2-1 West Ham. They're going to get the 2-0. They're going to get the 1-0 lead. It'll go 1-1, then they'll score again, and we won't be able to come back from that.
Fair enough. Sounds like most of Liverpool's games this season.
Thank you.
Some of them. But moving on to the Sunday fixtures, Carlisle v Everton. This is one of Carlisle's first games at their stadium since relaying the pitch. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Carlisle, they were alright against Oxford, to be fair. They weren't that bad.
They're organised.
Yeah, Everton, they seem to have problems scoring and defending.
Yeah.
So,
not really a problem you want to have, really. But yeah, I reckon it'll be Carlisle will go for it. Obviously, is this their first game back at Brennan Park? Second, yeah. There'll probably be a lot of people there. The crowd will really get behind them against particularly a Premier League side. We obviously went to Oxford. Everyone's getting behind the team. That's probably what helped us win. And yeah, I reckon it'll be a 2-2 because Everton and being slightly better, but they're gonna concede at some point. Their defence isn't very good.
Yeah. And then finally, MK Dons versus Chelsea.
Not a big fan of MK Dons, are you?
I don't think many people are.
They're a franchise club.
They are, yes. So I'm predicting a resounding 4-1 win for Chelsea. What about you?
Yeah, I hope they put a few more past them, to be honest. I'm gonna say I think it's going to be a 4-2 Chelsea. I do reckon they will. It's just going to be one of those games. I don't think we're going to be able to predict the scoreline because there's going to be so many goals because Chelsea are just going to absolutely thump them. They're not doing too great in the Championship either. So I'm going to go for a 4-2 Chelsea.
for 2 Chelsea. So that is going to be the end. Thanks to Nathan for joining me.
No problem.
I have missed out a few games, but these are the most important ones covered. Will you be back on Sunday or Monday for the overview, whatever?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So we'll see him back on Sunday, but thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe and comment. Goodbye.